Hello you guys, welcome to episode 2 of this winter arc challenge. Today we're gonna do a 1 month update / getting back into it. So right now we are about a little bit more than a month into this challenge, and I wanted to give you guys a little update on how have things been going, where I've been kind of slacking and all that good stuff. I will be printing out a new monthly little habit tracker really soon, but let's just go over the month of November and just see how we did. As you can just tell right off the bat, I did start tracking it pretty well at first, and then I slowly started to kind of fall off the wagon. Now, I'm not gonna make any excuses for myself, but I started to notice that on the days that I started to slack off and I didn't start to track things at the moment or at the end of the day, it kind of let myself go off the next day again and again. That's why there's actually a couple days that I didn't even track at the end of the day. So I know going into the next month, I'm gonna be a little more disciplined with myself and just make sure I track everything at least at the very end of the day. Another thing to improve on for the next month is that, as you can see, I did start to fall off the wagon towards the last 2 weeks. Now, these were the weeks leading into Thanksgiving week. During the week of Thanksgiving and Black Friday, I kind of just stopped tracking because I was a little bit stressed about how we wanted to celebrate Thanksgiving. We had family coming over soon, so I had to clean the house. And I just didn't prioritize myself and my goals during this time period. And then the week following Thanksgiving, which was this past week, I actually had family here, so I didn't go to the gym. I wasn't tracking any calories. I pretty much just wasn't meeting any of my goals because I just wasn't even thinking about them, to be honest. And I will have family again in a few days, but this time I am going to try and track at least half or more of my goals this time. But for example, I'm not going to try to wake up early when my family is here because we're gonna stay up late most likely, sleep in just a tad bit, and I did say in my original video that you gotta be flexible sometimes if you want to make this a lifestyle change, not just a short-term goal or stuff like that. Now let's shift our perspective from the negatives to the positives. A positive that I see here is that I actually started improving from this week to this week on certain goals. One that I'm gonna point out is, for example, reading before bed. I started off not really doing it, but then on the second week, I was like, okay, I saw what I needed to improve from week 1 to week 2, and I started to try to do that. So as you can see, I started reading every single night before bed. Same goes with my social media limit. At first, it was actually pretty hard to stay under an hour or 3 hours. So the first week kind of bombed it. Then the second week, I actually started to make an effort and work for it. And I think that's really the most important thing I'm going to get from this challenge is, like I said, I'm not looking for the perfect version of myself. I just want to improve from what I previously was at. So to me, knowing that I'm putting an effort to actually stay below an hour of social media or 3 hours of total phone time, to me, that's a good thing. I'm working on this goal. This was month 1. So I'm really looking forward to see what month 2 is gonna bring. As far as my monthly stats go, I did set the goal of losing 15 pounds during the whole winter arc challenge. And I'm happy to say that in month 1, I have lost about 5.5, I'm just gonna say 5 pounds so far, which is right on track. 5 pounds a month, that's 15. So I am right on track for that one, and I'm so proud because I have not been limiting myself. I definitely overindulged for Thanksgiving, my daughter's birthday. I had a cake, chocolates, sweets, all that good stuff, and I'm still losing weight, which is the goal. I don't wanna be so restrictive where in the future I'm going to just overeat, which has happened to me time and time again over the years, but just instead be flexible, still get some movement in, track calories when I can, when I'm feeling like it. But right now I'm just gonna go ahead and store this November sheet for later because I do want to see at the end of the winter arc challenge how I improved from month to month. For the next couple of clips, I lost audio because I had this new mic and I keep forgetting that I have to actually turn it on. I want to tell you guys about this grocery haul that I did. I was trying to get more veggies, more fruits into my system. Starting off with these 2-pack of spinach and greens because while I am trying to count calories, my husband is actually doing a keto diet. So he actually needs to get filled up with these greens as well. I also stocked up on some fruits like strawberries, grapes, bananas, oranges, all these fruits to snack on. And if you haven't tried the cotton candy grapes, they are so delicious. I don't know if they're more processed because they taste like cotton candy and that's not natural, but they are good. Let's talk about cereal for a second, because when I was a kid, I used to not like these, and I used to like the ones with the tiger because, hello, they're more sugary. But now as an adult, I can't actually eat those that much because I honestly taste the sugar so much, and it's not as enjoyable for me as these regular cornflakes. And if that doesn't show that we are getting older, I don't know what else will. I got some more basics, some cheese, garlic, all that great stuff. Now, I bought lots of cheeses because I love to pair it with this truffle acai honey, and let me tell you, I am not a honey person, right? I can cook with honey, but I don't like the taste of honey by itself. But with this specific honey, I can devour it with any type of cheese. It is pricey, and I do get it through Amazon. It is $18 per one tiny jar, but it is so worth it. For dinner tonight, I am cooking this chicken caprese skillet, and guys, it is so delicious and so incredibly easy to cook. Plus, you can even make it look fancy, so it's actually like a really great weekday meal in my opinion. And with a little balsamic glaze, it just looks beautiful. This is the last clip with no audio, but I think I just came back from the gym and I was about to enjoy this beautiful dinner. I did portion it out because, like I said, I am counting calories. And look at this plate. This is a great amount. That's why I like to calorie count myself. I feel like it helps me keep accountable, but I still enjoy my dinners. I can enjoy my desserts. And it's something that I know works for me. Good morning. It's a little past 10:30 and I just made myself my first cup of coffee. It's actually the first time in forever where my toddler doesn't like wake up really at the same time as me, or like she doesn't wake up within like 20 minutes of me waking up. So that's been pretty nice. My little one is on the floor right now playing. I don't know how long that's gonna last. While we're here in the little morning hours, I wanted to chat about my first goal, which some of you guys may know, was to wake up between 7 to 8 in the morning. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Now, the thing is, I'm a night owl. I've mentioned it time and time again. It's really hard for me to go to sleep early because my kids' schedules right now, my daughter still wakes up every 3 to 4 hours to breastfeed. My toddler will have her nightmares, and it's just this whole commotion at bedtime between the hours of 8 p.m. to basically midnight to 2 in the morning. I know you want to crawl. I know. What was I saying? Basically, it's just not for me right now to wake up so early. And it's not like I have a dedicated reason, you know, like I don't have to go to work. I don't have to do something in the morning hours. I just wanted more free time. But honestly, I just get some of that free time right now during my night hours. And I'm actually trying to shift the kids' schedules to be a little bit earlier. So I'm gonna see how that works out. And for me personally, sometimes I really do try to fall asleep early. Like I'll be in bed by 11:30, which is early for me. And I will not go to sleep until 2 in the morning because I don't fall asleep easily. I'm just not someone that falls asleep easily, and that just doesn't help my morning goals. So all that to say that I don't think I'm gonna be really pursuing that wake up between 7 to 8 in the morning goal. If I can get something like this where hey, these cats have the audacity to climb on here when they know they're not supposed to. If I can just wake up early enough to have like these 30 minutes, which I never get in the morning, that would be nice. I'm gonna add some of these, oh my goodness. I'm gonna add some of these collagen powder thingy to my coffee because I remember when I took this years ago, it helped my nails grow so much. Like they were so much stronger. I'm gonna show you guys like what they look like right now. But they are just, they're always breaking like all the time. And I keep having to file them all down. So it's just like I can't have long, nice nails. So I really want to get to that stage again where I have strong nails. And I know collagen helped me a long time ago. And plus it's supposed to be good for your hair and things like that too. Honestly, my toddler isn't up yet and I don't know what to do. If I should start breakfast, if I should try to edit something, if I should clean up. Like this is time I don't usually have right now. So I don't even know what to do. I'm bringing in the Christmas spirit with my red shirt, green pants. You know what? Because this time is rare and I just have my baby up and no one else, I think I'm actually just gonna sit on my sofa and enjoy this in like peace and quiet. Oh my God, I turned into a ghost. I just want to enjoy this in the quietness of my home right now. For tonight's dinner agenda, we're gonna make a carne con papa with a little bit of rice. I like to make it the easy way, the Instapot way, because it saves time, it's easy, and I just basically just put everything together, it cooks itself, and then we'll have dinner in like 2 hours. So I'll link this recipe down below too. It's basically this Cuban carne con papa. Now, I think I mentioned in my first video that to use my phone less, I wanted to write down the recipes that I go to often, like this one and a couple others. But honestly, with family coming over and just being all over the place recently, I have forgotten of that task. So I think during this video, maybe sometime today or tomorrow, I do want to try to order a little notebook. I do want it to be cute because, you know, if things are cute, then you have more like inclination to use it. At least that's how I feel. So I definitely want to go ahead and buy something that I can write down all my recipes. I do remember I did a quick search in the beginning, then I forgot about it. So, you know that trend, we listen and we don't judge? Well, we're about to see how I cut an onion and we're not gonna judge. For some reason, it doesn't matter how many times I can look at a video or my husband teaches me how to cut an onion, I always forget the proper way to do it. I get it done, just not the correct way. In terms of my goal to lose weight and eating foods, tracking and all that stuff, I actually think it's comical how sometimes you try so hard. Like I was tracking every single calorie in the beginning and then I lost track in the last 2 weeks because like family was here, birthday parties, Thanksgiving, and yet I was still losing weight. Logically, I feel like it's because I put in the work in the beginning of the month that my body was still feeding off of those changes, if that makes any sense. But another part of me feels like sometimes you just let go of things and they still work out. I think one of the biggest things that has helped me is just actually going to the gym because I do weight training, which, you know, does obviously help burn calories even after the fact when you stop working out. And then I've been doing some like walking on the treadmill, doing like a little jog or two. Yesterday, I was actually kind of proud of myself. I didn't vlog, but at the end of my back and bicep workout, I just had the urge to run. Like I wanted to run and the gym was about to close as always. Oh my God, a car wash. So I took 5 minutes to run without stopping and I did it. I was so proud of myself because I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with running. I always loathe starting out to run again, but then once I do it, I feel good and then I want to keep improving myself. That's how like I got the 30-day running challenge I did to myself last year. And I'm thinking I want to do another challenge like that again because honestly, making a challenge helps me keep accountable for myself. And I just love seeing stats, right? Like I love seeing the improvement. I love seeing my time go down, my stamina go up. I'm gonna go ahead and finish prepping like the ingredients and then we're gonna see the toss up in here. Yeah. ¿Qué pasó? This past grocery trip, I forgot to buy any bell peppers like green or red, but something that I love to use is actually these roasted red peppers. They're so good. The recipe calls for green bell peppers, but I'm just gonna use this instead. I kind of just try to like scoop them out. I love using this because it's so cute and it's like the perfect size. Like you don't need to use the ginormous one for like little things like this. And look at all that roastiness going on there. It adds like such a little good flavor to whatever meal you're cooking. I like to use it for breakfast too. I recently showed these to my mom when she was here and she was not having it. The Hispanic in her was like, that's fake, that's not real, like don't buy canned stuff, which I get what she's saying, but they're so good. One thing about this recipe is that it says to brown the meat and then you like remove it and like the other stuff. And it doesn't even say to add any like seasonings to it. We're gonna add seasonings. I'm just gonna do the basics like cumin, sazon completo, oregano, and just anything that I can find in my spice cabinet. That's really all I do. I'm also gonna add some adobo. I don't add any extra salt, mostly because I think I like have scarred myself. One time I made chicken when I was pregnant with my first. I added too much of this and they became so salty that I had heartburn for the rest of my pregnancy, which was like 4 or 5 weeks. So ever since then, I've been so scared to oversalt food, and I know that these seasonings include salt. Don't be afraid, this is not the final outcome. I'm just taking it out for a second while we cook the garlic, onions, bell peppers. I think this recipe only called for like 4 cloves of garlic, but I feel like you can never follow those online recipes because they always underestimate the garlic, in my opinion. So I'm adding like 2, 4, 6, 8 cloves of garlic. And there we have it. All I gotta do is cover this bad boy up, put this for 35 minutes, which is the setting, and there you go, a really quick, easy dinner. This will be done in about 45 minutes or so. And during that meantime, I am gonna go on a walk, try to get my steps in. And speaking of, I keep forgetting to charge my Apple Watch. So that goal is one that I'm also not meeting. And I'm staring at my Apple Watch right now, unplugged, turned off. I can only assume I'm getting about 5K steps because that's kind of what I was averaging a little before I stopped charging my Apple Watch. Especially when I went on walks, I would pretty much meet my goal. We're gonna assume we're getting there, but I'm not gonna mark it on my goal sheet, which I just remembered I haven't actually printed out. Anyways, let's do a quick outfit change and go on a walk. We're now back from the walk and let's check on our meat because I haven't even looked at it. We actually had a food burn issue, which honestly, it looks good. It smells good. My husband opened the door and I could smell it all the way from the garage. So it's gonna be fire. And this hot food right now is gonna be so nice because obviously it's like freezing out. I feel like living in a cold place, I can now understand what people mean by like comfort foods and warm foods because when I lived in Florida, as you guys know, it was hot 24/7 and our winters were like 60-degree weather. So now that it actually hits the 20s and the 30s and like in the winter it'll be even colder, these warm foods are gonna be like so comforting, you know? I'm actually gonna go ahead and try to give my 7-month-old some of this meat. Like obviously chop it up. I know, I'm coming. It's really tender, so she's definitely gonna be able to chew it and eat it. I'm coming.
You know I got it. I pull up, I come around, make my rounds, it's my town.